Every year in the United States, an estimated 435,000 people die from tobacco abuse. 85,000 die from alcohol abuse. In comparison to the 17,000 that die from illicit drug use and the lack of any person that dies from cannabis abuse, it kind of makes you wonder why the former are legal and the latter are not. If every day I can smoke a pack of cigarettes and when I go home drink a bottle of whiskey and still be considered a responsible citizen, why does smoking marijuana make me an irresponsible citizen? Why does sniffing cocaine make me scum? In 1972, President-elect Richard Nixon asked that a report be made highlighting the dangers of marijuana. After months of testimony from lawmen, health professionals, and medical experts, the facts far outweighed the myths. Marijuana use, in and of itself, is neither causative of nor directly associated with crime. It found no basis for the gateway theory, and that alcohol was probably a greater danger. And in conclusion, the report said that personal use of marijuana should no longer be a crime. In response to this report, Nixon hid it behind the Vietnam War going on. Since the 1972 release of the report recommending legalization, the United States has arrested over 14 million Americans at a cost of over $100 billion, and the use of marijuana remains undiminished. Now, even though green is a pretty color, I want to talk about another pretty color I like. I'm talking about white. Cocaine is a stimulant that was once legal in the United States. Thomas Edison was a big fan of cocaine. Sigmund Freud actually promoted the use of cocaine to cure depression and impotence. Cocaine used to be found in Coca-Cola, which was sold as a valuable brain tonic and cure for all nervous afflictions. Now, Colombia is the #1 producer of cocaine in the world, and it produces 882 tons annually. While 1 kilogram costs $1,500 in Colombia, in Miami, Florida, 1 kilogram costs $30,000. Now, ExxonMobil, which was atop the Fortune 500 in 2006, made an estimated $36.1 billion. In the year 2000, Americans spent that exact same $36.1 billion on cocaine. Now, green and white we touched on. I want to talk about some psychedelic colors. Heroin, more so than codeine and morphine, is a potent painkiller. Now, up until the early 1900s, heroin and morphine drug kits containing a syringe and a vial of the drug were sold legally over the counter. Ethan Nadelman, the author of Cannabis Science from Prohibition to Human Rights, says that heroin is safe when prescribed under and consumed under sanitary and controlled conditions. LSD was also legal in the United States at one point. Psychiatrists used to use small doses of LSD to treat mental illnesses, everything from schizophrenia to being a sexual deviant. And now, with every color on the rainbow on the picture, I want to talk about a plan. Back in 2006, Mexico proposed a bill that would have legalized 25 milligrams of heroin, a fifth of an ounce of marijuana, 5 grams of opium, 2.2 pounds of peyote, 2 ecstasy pills, and a half a gram of cocaine. I say we adopt the bill for the United States, and we can tweak the numbers a little bit to lower the eyebrows of certain skeptics. We impose a 21 and over age limit, and the same way we do alcohol with minors, we impose a zero-tolerance policy. And now that all the chips are finally on the table, we can talk about why we're playing the legalizing game. And the plain answer is that money talks. The Anheuser-Busch Company, Budweiser, made $14.58 billion in 2003. Only 5.7 of that 14.58 was profit. So that means $8.8 billion was paid off to the government as taxes and to employees. If we can go back to the year 2000, $36.1 billion we spent on cocaine can be paid off to the U.S. government as taxes and to employees. Bear with me here. Henry David Thoreau said that the mass of men lead lives of quiet desperation. Now, unfortunately, such a morose statement might be true. The mass of people who do lead these quiet lives of desperation are crying out, maybe not to drugs, but to change. Think about the money this country is losing. $36.1 billion is a lot. Think about the example we set. If a man drinks a bottle of whiskey every day and smokes a pack of cigarettes, he just has a problem. But if I go home and if I smoke a joint, I'm scum. Think about the hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy we can change by legalizing drugs. That's it.
We'll get into our own analysis of what Mark presented, but you guys may have questions for him. So just open up the floor. He's pretty good at just saying whatever he needs to say.
This is a part of it, or?
No,